All right, guys. All right, so what I'm going to go over is something that a friend of mine actually brought up regarding getting closed deals without having to actually be there in person. So my friend is actually he's doing social media marketing. It's Kalechi. If you've seen the other video, I believe it should be up by now, where I broke down his entire profile and showed him how to get deals on LinkedIn. One of his big concerns was how to actually get closed deals without having to be in person with someone who's referred to. So you're very limited when it comes to referrals because it's not scalable. So it's not something that you can have control over because it's essentially up to an external source to grow your business. So what I like to take is more of a proactive approach in terms of getting more closed deals, which is always why I use something that's scalable. Referrals are great. I highly advocate those. But in case you don't get a referral, then you do need a way to actually get in front of the right people. So what I have in place for that is basically 4 different approaches. And so what you're gonna do is scalable outreach either through cold email, LinkedIn, or ringless voicemail. So essentially using cold email, LinkedIn, ringless voicemail to get in front of prospect and then book meetings. Okay, so that's number 1 of how you get these closed deals without getting in-person meetings. And at that point, what you need is to get on a phone or Zoom call. So you can actually either use either one. I haven't really seen a difference myself. I do know some people who much prefer a Zoom call in comparison to a phone call. I haven't seen a difference. It might be, some argue that it might be a little bit more like customized, more personable for a Zoom call. In my experience, it hasn't really been any sort of difference, but you can definitely test it out because again, what works for one person might work differently for someone else. Okay, so I definitely continue to test this and see which one you like better. The next one is having a sales framework or some sort of like pitch deck or some sort of script that you've already memorized or have in your mind, because you do need a structure. If it's someone who's coming in cold, then it's not going to be a warm referral, and so you do need a process to take them through some sort of structure to actually get you from point A to point B. All right, so it could be like a pitch deck that you have or some sort of script or structure that's going to lead the conversation and turn that cold lead into someone who is actually going to turn into a paying customer. And so you do need a structure for that to happen, okay? And that is number 3 of things that you must have. So these are all things that you must have in place for this to even happen, okay? You need the scalable outreach, you need to get on a call with them, and you also do need to have some sort of structure, some sort of script, essentially a sales process in place to land these calls and also close them without actually physically having to be there, which is entirely possible. I've done most of my closes, actually all of them, without having been there in person. I'm actually in Playa del Carmen right now, and I close all my deals directly from here in Mexico, and all my clients are from the United States. So just keep that in mind that it is possible, and I'm doing it all the time, all right? And the last part is having the contract ready. If you're not showing up with the contract, then you are not showing up to win for the call, right? You need to have a contract ready, or at the very least, you need to be prepared to take the credit card on the call, okay? Now, not to say that every single call will be a one-call close, because that's not realistic. 100% of closes do not happen that way. But you do need to be prepared for that. You have to be set up to win. You can't be expecting to lose going into the call. You need to have the contract ready, or at the very least, be prepared to take the credit card number on the phone, all right? So that's where you have to really rehearse and go through and practice asking for the sale. This is something that I do myself. I'm definitely not perfect, and I'm not like a master salesman at all. So it's something that I consistently work with, and I just want to share that with you guys in case that might be helpful for you guys. So really those are the only 4 things you need in order to close deals without having to physically be there. Just choose one of these scalable outreach methods, cold email, LinkedIn, whatever it might be, and then get on either a phone or Zoom call. Have your sales process dialed in. Do not go in there trying to wing it, because that will not be in your favor. And then you have to be ready. Be ready to close. Go in there with the intention of helping this person and helping them make a decision. All right, because it's not the easiest thing to really make an investment in your business. So you have to go in there with the intention of really helping them, and be prepared to either have them sign the contract or be prepared to take the credit card on the call. Okay, so that is all the requirements you would need, and also the confidence to know that you can do it. I myself do it. There's a lot of other agency owners that do it without having to physically be there in person. In fact, almost all 7-figure agencies, 6-figure agencies, they do that, where they don't need to basically be in person to actually close. I worked for a 7-figure agency, and I noticed that for a lot of them, it was remote. You know, we had clients all over the country, all over the United States. So keep that in mind and know that it is possible, and you can definitely do it. I hope this is helpful.